Hi. So now we're going to get into the fourth key. And the fourth key is action. Because you know that we can sit here and talk and talk and talk for hours, but until you don't actually start doing stuff, nothing's going to happen. And this is the most crucial key. And this is actually it. It's all about doing. Look at where you want to go. See where you are clearly now with honesty. Look at the gap, and seriously, realistically look at what do you need to do? How often do you need to do it? How quickly do you need to do it? In order to get where you want to get by the time you say you want to get there. So an example I like to use is, say I want to run a marathon. If I want to run a marathon, well, people say averagely it takes about 6 months to train. Look, I've never really done it, so I'm not sure. I need to research it. And that's the first step. You want to do something. You know it's been done before. You don't really know how to do it. You can speculate, you can guess, but the best way is to research. Find people who've done the same thing. Ask for help. And this comes from the declaration. When you declare, obviously the more people you declare to, more people are going to know this is what you want to do, and resources will start coming in. There are websites, there are newsletters that will give you more and more information about running a marathon if that's what you want to do. There are groups that probably train in the city you're in, and they practice probably on a weekly basis or more often. So you need to find out. You need to find out from someone who has done it successfully or someone who trains others in doing it. You with me so far? So we're talking about being realistic, setting out a timeline, looking at where you are honestly, where you want to go, looking at the gap, looking at the prices you need to pay in order to get there. And then you put your action steps into motion, but the most important thing to do is to take the first step, meaning to jump in and do one thing. Do the one thing that you can. Wake up every single morning and ask yourself, what am I going to do today that's going to bring me closer to that goal? And whatever it is. And then at the end of the day, look back at your day and take stock. What did I do today that is positively in the direction of my desire and my goal? I want to talk about something else here, and this is about moods, and this is about doing a little bit, and about commitment and integrity. So commitment is, no matter what kind of a mood you're in, whether you're feeling it or you're not feeling it, whether you feel this is going to happen or this is too tiring, I can't be bothered, or this is never going to work, whatever your moods are, whatever that chatter that's trying to stop you, hold you back, keep you where? In your comfort zone, on the couch, as opposed to going out there. So whatever those words are, whatever that mood is, commitment is taking that daily action irrespective of the mood. Even when you're not feeling it, even when you're not in the mood, even when situation is not conducive. I had a client who committed to me that she was going to walk for an hour every single day. And she was so committed that she even walked in the rain. She had a raincoat packed in her bag so that she had no excuse, because the rain is the biggest excuse to not go for a run or not go for a walk. What I'm talking about is commitment. Commitment is about do or die. I'm doing this. I don't care. I know that, and you look at all these things that tell you not to do it as your excuses, and the more and more you're able to ignore the excuses and do it anyway. Yes, so what if it's raining? I'm going anyway. Yes, I have a really busy day, but I'm going to do this anyway. Yes, I'm going to negotiate my schedule so that I can do this anyway. So rain or shine, do or die, you do it. And when you can keep doing it consistently, regardless of your mood, regardless of excuses and circumstances, regardless of what happened this morning, then that's being true, and that's being in integrity. And in order to achieve these massive goals, in order to achieve this one massive goal that you just thought about, you're going to have that kind of commitment and that kind of integrity. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that sometimes at the end of the day, you can look at your day, and sometimes we do stuff that instead of taking us closer to our desire, instead of bridging the gap, they actually widen the gap. And sometimes we do this unconsciously or subconsciously. So we do counterproductive stuff. So let me use the example of the person who wants to lose some weight and become really lean and develop muscle definition. Okay, he knows exactly what he needs to do. He's got a fitness regime. He knows he's going to do this much cardio every day, and he's going to do that much of weight training, and he's going to consume a lot of protein and consume less carbohydrates and fat. Great, that's his plan, and he does this every single day. And then, come Thursday night, there's a match on, and he has many beers. Okay, now the beers, not only is it carbohydrates, the beers then make him lose sight of his ultimate goal, which is being lean, and be completely tempted by instant gratification, which is having a huge burger, drinking more beers, and then ordering ice cream. You see where I'm getting with it? And then waking up with a hangover and unable to run or work out that day. So although you may be doing the exercise every day, you may be doing the stuff that's going to take you closer to where you want to go, bridging the gap. There are things that you do and you put them in this blind spot where you don't really see them, and you've got that excuse coming in and saying, oh, you know, it's just today, or the match is on, it's my birthday next week. You have lots and lots of excuses that come in and say, it's okay, it's just today. But the thing is, that just today pulls you back. So you end up moving backwards. And then you don't notice this. You don't notice this because you don't go backwards. Because you are really doing the stuff that you said you're going to do. So you are doing the good stuff. As in, you're doing the stuff that's taking you towards your goal, bridging the gap. So again, coming back to this example of this guy. He's going to the gym. He's doing the cardio. He's doing his workout. Okay? But simultaneously, he's doing the stuff that's taking him away. So because he's so diligent about going to the gym, he doesn't suffer too much of a back fall, but he doesn't progress either. Do you see what I'm saying? Look, it's so simplistic. You're going to be wondering, you don't need me to tell you this, because this is just, it's just basic, it's maths, it's logical. But the thing is that we don't see these things. There was another client I was speaking to. Sometimes we just don't see these things. I was talking to this client of mine, and he was adamant that he had a very, very healthy diet, and he was on his way to losing weight. Okay, I'm sorry, these weight ones are just so easy to talk about because it's very easy and tangible to talk about food and the maths. It's just so easy for me to explain it to you, and so I'm just using this one. But so this guy, he was adamant. He's like, no, Malti, I don't want you to look at my food intake because I know I'm really healthy. I'm like, okay, just humor me. Tell me, what do you eat every day? And he said that, oh, I have a sandwich in the morning. I'm like, really? He's like, great. And then he says, but it's multi-grain bread. It's not white bread. I'm like, okay, great. He's like, and then I get to the office and I have another sandwich. I'm like, uh-huh. He's like, and then at about 11 o'clock when I have a cup of coffee, I have another sandwich. I'm like, oh. He's like, no, but they're really, really healthy. They're all salad sandwiches and multi-grain bread. I'm like, uh-huh. Then he says in the afternoon he has another sandwich. And they're all toasted, so they look really small and crispy, and he doesn't think much of it. So I just told him, like, do you realize that you're actually having 8 slices of bread a day? You know what? He was stunned. Yes, I know it's basic, but sometimes we don't think. We don't think. Look, how many of us were shocked when we found out that Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola had a lot of sugar in them? Yeah, we knew it was a sweet drink, but we didn't realize just how much sugar was in there. So I'm not just talking about food, I'm just saying that there are a lot of blind spots. So honesty, which is what we talked about in the first key, being able to see what really is, see exactly where you are, see what exactly you are doing. A great way to do that as well is to actually one day, today, make it today, where you sit down and you actually write down what you do, what you eat, what you think for 24 hours. When you wake up in the morning, write about what you dreamt and what you have first thing in the morning. And then go through your entire day just documenting what you eat, what you do, and what you think. Because another thing that's very counterproductive is complaining and staying in that negative space. You know, I talked about deleting people. Great. Yes, I hope some of you did that. People who pull you down. Hey, what about the inner critic? What about you yourself constantly having that nagging yourself into not believing, into getting off the path, into saying those horrible things that you wouldn't take from your best friend, but yet you're not aware that you're saying them to yourself. So I want you, action. Taking action, the fourth key, is about taking the first steps. And I call it the first step because every single morning you're going to have to recommit to it. And I know it's frustrating and you're going to wonder, when will it all become automatic? Will it ever become easier, or will I have to really battle every single morning? Well, the more you do it, the more automatic it will become. But it gets harder and harder before it gets really easy. And trust me on this. And if you've read some of the books, then you understand the whole theory about homeostasis. When you're trying to do something, even though it's good for you, the first few times are hard. And then you know what? It gets even harder. And it gets so hard because you can't even see results. Because some of the results are stacking up, but they're invisible. And then one fine day you see results. And that's when you actually start to feel better, and then the automatic will start to kick in. But hey, bad news is, look, I'm 42. So I've got 42 years of bad programming. I don't want to call it bad, but programming that's actually keeping me away from doing the stuff that I know is going to take me towards that satisfaction and that joy that I really want, which is more valuable to me than the instant gratification. Yes, I'm not saying I never succumb. Of course I do. I cave. I eat the chocolate. I cave. I don't feel like working some days. I cave. Some days I complain about everything. I cave. Some days I'm like, my internet's not that quick today, or I'm just so tired, I have so much other work to do, I'm not going to record this video today, or I'm not going to write that chapter today. Yes, I do that too. I just want to take the day off. I want to sit on my sofa and watch Sex in the City or Anger Management instead of working today. But I'm not saying that I don't have those days. But what I am saying is, I realize that the instant gratification is not worth the back fall. Because I know that the amount of joy, satisfaction, fulfillment that I get from coming closer and closer to my real goals, my real desires, will surpass any instant gratification. Again, I'm not saying that you can't have fun and you can't enjoy, let your hair down a little bit, but trust me on this. For the next 30 days, stick to it. After the 30 days, when you've actually at least carved a new pathway, then you can allow yourself a few leniencies. But in the beginning, be firm. Keep getting on with it. Yeah, if you slip a little bit, then don't be hard on yourself. Don't fight with yourself and don't give up. Get back on the horse, put the blinkers on again, and keep going. But commit to every single day. Commit to waking up every single day, even on the Sundays, and doing what you know the small installments of is going to bring you closer to your goal. It's going to bring you closer and closer to that magical goal that we talked about earlier, and further away from that which you just do not want anymore in your life. Once and for all, eradicate it. Get rid of it. Let's move towards what you really want. And I promise you, when you start living a life of every day choosing that one action, and you keep doing them, you keep doing those actions, and of course, you keep adding them, you will build that momentum. It's like a snowball, and you will build, you will know, you'll be inspired to know what more you can do, to add to it. And don't just do one thing, do everything. Do everything that you can possibly do. Do every single thing that you can possibly do to get closer to where you want to go, to bridge that gap. So every single day is a new day to decide to take action, to take action, to take action.